What up, guys? Welcome to my reaction series. Today we are reacting to one of the first women infantry mortsmen talking about how women can't do the job the same way men can. So we're going to watch this podcast and let me know what you think in the comments.
Like, oh, those were like nothing, you know? Right. And in hindsight, for me now, who I am today and how much I've hiked, it's like that wouldn't have been anything for me right now. But back then, when I'd never put weight on my back and walked 20 clicks, like that's a lot. I actually have a incredible picture of like, I just got done with my 20K. That's the last hike that you do in ITB before you go to the fleet. That's like you made it. But I had these giant welts all over my legs, probably about this big. And then I had like on my arms just from like the gear and like the pack and everything. And yeah, that was really tough. All the other physical portions and stuff, like that's fine. It was just like the hikes that were really just a shock that a lot of women don't realize when they join the military. It's like you hike and no one really knows what rucking is. And like, they don't know. It's not like a nature hike. Like you go in your backyard. No, it's
absolutely not.
It's,
the Marine Corps is not
no, it's
a
not
walk in the park.
No, like you put some serious weight on your back and you start walking for miles. And
men do this all the time, but they don't get podcasts for it, right? But when women do something men can do, and when we do it even at a worse rate, we get all this media attention.
That a lot of women don't realize that, you know?
Right.
So.
And you know what I saw in leadership positions when I was in the fleet? I saw a lot of hip injuries for females.
Yeah, our hips are just not meant to hold weight like that. We are literally designed to birth children, and our hips are just different because of that. So men's hips, they're straight to stack weight on top. Like it's just straight. Women's are curved to be able to birth a child. That's like, you know, that's why they get a lot of hip injuries, because our hips are just not meant to carry weight like that. And then the other hard part was obviously like the scrutiny, the scrutiny that I got from my, you know, some of the peers I had in ITB, and then, you know, like just some of the.
I've heard females in the military are kind of slutty. I'm not saying she was, but you know, that's the impression.
The scrutiny. It wasn't super terrible, for me. But it was. There's always going to be scrutiny wherever you go.
Now, I want to really get into that. So, when you went to ITB, was there any scenario? How many females did you go through?
It was just me.
You were the only one.
I've been the only one for my career.
Wow, man, that's crazy. So.
Have you been through a nasty breakup, a false accusation, or divorce court hell? Our private university isn't just about self-improvement. It's about protecting yourself as a man. We brought on legal child support officers, legal experts to teach you how to defend yourself before it happens. Reduce your risk, arm yourself with knowledge. Go to pearlinvite.com, watch the short video, and apply, because nobody is coming to save you, but we can show you how to save yourself. We got to stop with this. These simps always gas them up. I mean, she's doing what the guys do.
Do you feel like there was a little bit of discrimination when you went to ITB?
I think eyes were definitely on me. You know, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Any male-dominated field that you go into as a woman, like there's definitely going to be eyes on you at all times. There was more discrimination against me in the fleet than there was in the schoolhouse, because you got to remember, I was on the East Coast in the schoolhouse where they had females. A lot more females.
Yeah.
When you go to the West Coast, it just happened recently that they started letting women do boot camp in the West Coast. So
I just don't know why they're there. Let me see the other part she talks. So she talks about how female hips aren't really meant to do that. Let's see. Let me skip forward a little bit.
You're in such a safe, healthy community. When you go into a place like this, it's like going into like, you know, like a pack of wolves. Like, you know, you're either going to get eaten alive or you're going to become one of them, you know? So I think I was very, what's the word? I was just so like new, and I didn't know a lot, and I didn't see some terrible things, like the terrible things that guys could say or do. And so when they said those things, like, you also don't want to be the girl that was like, you don't want to be labeled, you know, like, you don't want to be like,
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. You don't want to be labeled like, oh, she's like one of those Me Too girls, you know, when it's not that. It's just like you're blatantly saying something disrespectful. But, you know, so I didn't do that.
Okay, this is the thing. Women feel the need whenever they're offended to do like, oh my God, it's hell on earth. You will never win against a scorned woman ever. Just let them win.
A lot in the schoolhouse. I actually got an NJP out of the schoolhouse.
Really?
Yeah, because there was a rumor started about me that I was sleeping with one of the other students.
She probably was.
And no proof, nothing, just one written, what's the word? It's like a statement. One written statement given to the first sergeant, and all of the instructors jumped on that. All of my instructors jumped on that. Then I was just NJP'd for it. Nothing happened to me.
So for those of you who don't know, Article 15 is a non-judicial punishment. And essentially what it is an administrative reprimand for doing something without being adjudicated through a court, right? They either suspend your rank, it's documented in your record. It's like a slap on, it's bigger than a slap on the wrist, because people with, but I know that had to be difficult for you just getting into, passing boot camp, going to the schoolhouse. Did you feel like you were going to be kicked out of the schoolhouse?
I was so new. I didn't know what that really meant. I learned about it in boot camp a little bit, but they just like make you repeat stuff so you remember it. You don't actually know what that means. Right. You don't know anything. Mm-hmm. So when that happened, they didn't do anything except give me the NJP. I didn't get rank reduction. I didn't get cut in pay. I actually picked up the next day.
Now imagine if that happened to a man. If he got written up, do you think it would have been the same? No.
As PFC. It was so bad. I think they just wanted to make an example out of women, honestly, in a way, because it was just like, okay.
No, so when she says that they want to make an example out of me, she's saying I was treated like men are, and I'm not used to it.
Thanks for the NJP. Nothing happened to me. Like, because they had one statement from one guy saying that he thought he heard something. That was the statement. Oh. And they NJP'd the other guy as well. That was like the rumor was started about, Right. Yeah, nothing happened to me. And when I got to my unit, my first sergeant at the time was just like, okay, I'm like, well, that's fine. We don't care. So I wasn't worried about getting kicked out or anything, because they didn't even drop me or anything. I was like, okay. Yeah, okay. That's it.
So now you graduated from ITB, and then what was the next step? Where did you go next?
And the next step was getting in the fleet. I was originally supposed to be stationed on Camp Lejeune, but all 24 mortarmen's orders got changed to go to 3-5, West Coast, because they were hurting for guys so bad. So right. I went over to 3-5 on Camp Pendleton in the 62 area near San Clemente. And yeah. That was the next step for me.
Now let's really unpack this part, right? So you're the only female. What about now? How many females are actually in your platoon?
Me.
That's it.
I'm the only female in my company right now.
The whole company.
The whole company.
And that's around 300, 400 people, right?
It's pretty small right now, just because we just got back from deployment. So people are leaving, EASing, numbers are thinning, but
okay, let's see what else. And this is the thing. Let's talk about sexual assault. Okay.
The fact that my senior Marines, your NCOs, mm-hmm. They just didn't like that I was there, because male pride is real. I think all pride is real.
Oh my gosh.
Whether it's male, female, everyone has pride, but especially men that joined the infantry.
The Marine Corps infantry.
The Marine Corps infantry, especially, that pride is different. Right? It's a way stronger, more protected pride. And for me to come, I think my NCOs just almost were insulted that I was there, because they were told by their NCOs when they were junior Marines that they would never get a female, that would never happen. And it did. It happened, and they hated that I was there, and they didn't want me there. And so they influenced my peers not to hang out with me and not to speak to me or talk to me.
Yeah. So when women are socially rejected, they can't take it. Men, it's normal. Men aren't really talked to like that. But the challenge you get is women have a tendency to take it more personal and seek vengeance.
Not because they were scared that they were going to
even
get in
on
trouble.
Liberty.
No, I was very alone for a long time. I was very lonely. So I didn't have any real friends. And even when I did make a friend, I had one person say like, I'm sorry, I want to be your friend, but I just don't want to get in trouble. So like, I can't.
It's probably because they don't want a sexual assault allegation.
Talk to you anymore. And so I was like, well, I guess I understand. Which, at the time, I didn't know what else, I was like.
So you're like in the barracks on Camp Pendleton, and then your off time, you had what did you do to pass time?
I had like maybe one friend that from ITB that stuck with me. And he tried to spend as much time with me as I could. And, I would try to hang out with people around the barracks and stuff, but I'd really just be on my own. I'd work out and, I'd watch movies or read or paint or do something fun.
Right.
But I never really involved other people. And when it did, it was more because they were not because they really wanted to be my friend or hang out with me because they liked hanging out with me. It's more just because they wanted to either get somewhere and they had other intentions or because they were just like curious. And then I would.
Yeah. Okay. But now we're seeing at least that women firsthand are saying that they're not really built to be in the military like that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you like the video on your way out, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.